Joseph Nye Jr., Soft Power, the Means to Success in World Politics. In Soft Power, The Means to Success in World Politics, Joseph Nye Jr. intricately explores the dynamic interplay of influence in global politics. Through the lens of soft power, Nye distinguishes it from hard power, emphasizing its strategic advantages in diplomacy and cultural influence. Readers will encounter profound historical examples, such as the Marshall Plan and American cultural exports, illustrating how nations can cultivate appeal and forge alliances without coercion. In this summary, expect to delve into the nuanced impacts of soft power across various eras and regions, spotlighting traditions in the US and beyond. Furthermore, the book dissects current geopolitical landscapes, technology's role in communication, and the continuous tug-of-war between legitimacy and power. Prepare to uncover how soft power shapes the global stage and its necessity alongside traditional power mechanisms in achieving smart power strategies for today's complex political theater.
The Power of Persuasion. Soft power, distinct from hard power, presents a formidable way to achieve objectives by winning hearts and minds rather than exerting force. The United States has historically promoted democracy and personal freedom, core messages embedded in its Constitution, around the globe. A prime demonstration of effective soft power occurred after World War II with the Marshall Plan, a strategic initiative by the U.S. to work alongside other countries to reconstruct Europe. Through cooperation rather than coercion, the U.S. fostered goodwill worldwide, exemplifying the profound impact of soft power. Post-Marshall Plan, during the Cold War, the contrast between soft and hard power became even more apparent. The U.S. engaged not with military might but through cultural influence. American music, films, and brands like Coca-Cola infiltrated the Iron Curtain, symbolizing the nation's values. These cultural exports became instruments of soft power, inspiring admiration and aspiration without aggression. British cultural exports like movies and the Beatles also contributed significantly, bridging divides and slowly melting the icy tensions of the Cold War era. This essence of soft power rests in the ability to shape others' preferences by attraction and persuasion. Yet, the U.S. has shown challenges in wielding this influence recently. The 2003 Iraq War showcased an enormous reliance on hard power, undertaken with minimal international backing. The repercussions were damaged global perceptions of the U.S., even among staunch allies. Concurrently, technology transformed communication, complicating how narratives are shaped and shared. Non-state actors, corporations, NGOs, and even terrorist organizations navigate this digital landscape, further accentuating the competition for legitimacy and credibility. In such a climate, the careful balance of soft and hard power, an approach known as smart power, gains critical importance. Rather than leaning heavily on military strength, which can yield unsustainable consequences, nurturing soft power offers sustainable paths to forge enduring alliances based on shared values and respect. It is this blend that holds the key to effectively steering the intricate dynamics of today's global politics. As we explore further, understanding and employing soft power provides invaluable lessons, reflecting upon both past successes and strategies adopted by other nations paving their own paths to global influence. America's soft power evolution. In the ever-changing landscape of global sentiment, America stands as a symbol of modernity and change, often causing unease among those resistant to transformation. Historically, both conservatives and radicals in Europe harbored suspicion towards the emerging superpower, a sentiment that has persisted into the contemporary era amidst the waves of globalization. Many nations view America's cultural influence as intrusive, with a 2002 poll indicating a majority in 34 out of 43 surveyed countries saw American cultural proliferation negatively. This resentment intertwines with broader resistance to globalization. However, the allure of American culture, characterized by openness and individualism, continues to captivate audiences worldwide. This dynamic of cultural influence forms a significant pillar of America's soft power, which has at times worked in tension with official government policy. During the 1960s and 70s, despite political discord, Hollywood and the music industry transmitted ideals of liberalism and democracy abroad, resonating with younger generations and showcasing America's artistic freedom. Yet, the attractiveness of American ideals can be undermined by perceived hypocrisies. While values like individualism and human rights advocacy invite global admiration, domestic policies such as capital punishment and gun control can dampen this allure. Post-9/11 measures, including stricter immigration controls and perceived religious intolerance, have further marred America's image internationally. Foreign policy decisions compound this complexity. America gains allies through the promotion of democracy and human rights but risks diminishing its appeal through actions perceived as unilateral and arrogant, such as the Iraq invasion without UN backing. Embracing multilateralism, on the other hand, can enhance the legitimacy of American power by fostering global cooperation and balancing strength with humility. This approach not only boosts America's soft power but also solidifies its global standing. Global soft power dynamics. While the United States often dominates discussions on soft power, various countries around the world have uniquely harnessed this form of influence, leaving their imprint on global affairs. During World War II, the Soviet Union emerged as a significant player, admired by many Europeans for standing against Hitler and by colonized nations for resisting European imperialism. The promise of a communist utopia drew international attention, bolstered by rapid economic growth and achievements like the 1957 Sputnik launch. The Soviet commitment to cultural investments in ballet, sports, and music further extended its soft power reach. However, the regime's closed, aggressive nature and scant pop culture offerings eventually dampened its attractiveness. A turning point arrived in 1989 when Mikhail Gorbachev's reforms and the Cold War's conclusion enhanced the Soviet image across Western Europe. Today, Europe challenges the US in the realm of soft power. Its art, literature, fashion, and cuisine have a widespread cultural impact. European nations are regarded as leaders in navigating global challenges like terrorism, poverty, and environmental issues. Although the US excels in job creation, Europe's progressive domestic policies resonate more strongly with younger populations worldwide, especially regarding capital punishment, gun control, and climate change. Norway stands out in this sphere without being an EU member. With only 5 million people and limited cultural exports, Norway significantly influences world affairs through active diplomacy and mediation in international conflicts, cementing its role as a peace-promoting nation. Asian countries add a rich tapestry to the global soft power landscape, utilizing their cultural histories. China's accelerated economic growth enhances its international standing, but domestic restraints and limitations on intellectual freedom restrict its soft power potential. India faces similar constraints. Its economies, movies, and cuisine appeal globally, yet religious tensions toward its Muslim community hinder its soft power capabilities. Meanwhile, Japan wields substantial cultural influence through pop culture, arts, and culinary traditions. Nonetheless, unresolved World War II histories and its strict immigration policies present challenges as an aging population poses demographic concerns. As countries navigate these global soft power dynamics, a closer examination of strategic applications is needed, highlighting problems and paving the way for enhancing influence, particularly for the US. Through strategic recalibration, nations can better position themselves to wield and expand their soft power on the global stage. Beyond borders diplomacy. In an age where information floods digital and traditional platforms, credibility is a precious commodity. The explosion of data has led to a paradox of plenty, making it essential to discern reliable voices amidst a cacophony of content. Trusted editors and opinion leaders emerge as pivotal players in filtering this abundance. Public diplomacy steps onto this stage not as mere propaganda, but as a strategy for nurturing enduring relationships that align with national policies. Engaging with foreign governments, individuals, and organizations transcends traditional diplomacy. This approach involves three critical dimensions: daily communications that elucidate policy decisions for both domestic and international audiences, strategic communications that echo a unified message akin to a compelling advertisement, and the cultivation of long-term relationships through educational and cultural exchanges. By embracing international collaborations through scholarships, exchange programs, and seminars, public diplomacy crafts a nuanced portrayal of a nation. Unlike the narrow focus of market-driven messaging, successful soft power thrives on presenting a complex, multifaceted image. These cooperative efforts are particularly vital for complex global challenges, such as peacekeeping and counterterrorism, which benefit from a human connection. Experiencing a culture firsthand can dispel misconceptions and allow foreigners to see both the virtues and imperfections of a society, creating more effective ambassadors. Since the events of 9/11, the imperative for refined public diplomacy has been stark, though the approach has seen faltering progress. The U.S. investment in soft power lags behind, necessitating a shift in its domestic and international attitudes. By prioritizing listening alongside communicating, America can amplify its influence and foster mutual understanding on the global stage. Mastering smart power. Embracing the future of smart power, the United States can leverage a potent mix of soft and hard power to navigate global challenges. In the past, America navigated its unpopularity by aligning with other nations against common threats like the Soviet Union. Today, the focus shifts to fostering international cooperation, a crucial component in addressing post-9/11 threats. This cooperation flourishes when other nations find America attractive. For example, Pakistan's President Musharraf faced the tightrope act of supporting U.S. initiatives while managing domestic anti-American sentiments. Enhancing America's soft power can grease the wheels of international collaboration. To regain this soft power, the U.S. should bolster its public diplomacy and expand global exchanges through increased budgets and relaxed student visa policies. Historically, cultural exchange programs were Cold War success stories, demonstrating the impact of personal connections. Innovative strategies are needed today. Encouraging American students to study abroad and revamping initiatives like the Peace Corps can reshape perceptions. Initiatives offering foreigners a chance to teach in U.S. schools further humanize America's image. Public diplomacy must resonate with the daily lives of people in key regions like the Middle East, focusing on meaningful services and engagement. Foreign policy, while safeguarding vital interests, requires a softer touch in style and substance. U.S. leaders must exercise diplomacy, avoiding actions that unnecessarily alienate allies. As Tony Blair pointed out, enhancing a nation's global image relies on partnerships rooted in persuasion, not coercion. The key to America's success lies in mastering this balance, revisiting strategies that blend influence with cooperation, advocating a responsible and imaginative use of smart power for enduring global leadership.
In wrapping up the insights from Soft Power, the means to success in world politics, Joseph Nye Jr. eloquently underscores the imperative balance between soft and hard power to achieve a smart power. The enduring lessons illustrated within reveal that fostering admiration and aligning values can be more potent than traditional power displays. By examining successes and setbacks across nations, it's clear that cultural influence and public diplomacy should be intricate parts of any geopolitical strategy. The book warns against over-reliance on hard power and advocates for robust, cooperative relationships built on mutual respect. As global interconnectivity mushrooms with the advancement of technology, Nye highlights the pressing need for nuanced and credible narratives. For nations like the U.S., enhancing soft power not only rectifies lost appeal but also fortifies international cooperation and legitimacy. The framing of soft power as essential in crafting effective diplomacy is Nye's clarion call for a forward-looking, more harmonious world order.